Welcome to Operations Management. This is Dr. Melorani. I'll be your instructor for this 10-week online course that starts on Monday, May 18th, and will run for 10 consecutive weeks. So before I get into the details of the course, I want to acknowledge that this is an unusually stressful and challenging time for everyone, and I want you to make the safety of yourself and others around you your top priority. And to that end, please follow the advice of the healthcare professionals, the CDC, and others who advise you on the best practices for everyone's protection. If at any time your safety becomes in jeopardy and you have to step away from the course, just let me know and I'll do everything I can to accommodate any issues or problems that you may have related to this course. Okay, so that said, let's all hang in there. I'm sure we're going to see much better days in the near future. And but for now, let's turn our attention to this course and your other responsibilities and make the best of our situation. So let me go over the structure of the course. So the structure of the course is basically set up in a way that I try to make it as simple and straightforward in terms of finding information as possible. So in the course introduction section, you'll find my contact information. So here's my email and here's my cell phone number. I'm happy to, if you send me an email, I'll try to respond within a couple of hours or sooner. And if you would like to chat, happy to do that virtually via Zoom. And I'm also giving you my cell phone number, which I generally don't give out, but these are unusual times. So you are welcome to call me or text me at that number if it something comes up that is urgent. My preference is that you would email me, but I am giving you my cell phone number if need be. Okay, so I'm going to open up the syllabus in a minute, but you'll find the syllabus here in this section. And also I've posted your questions section in this section of the course. So in the course introduction, if you have questions, general questions about the course, if you post them there, and if you think they're generally applicable to everybody, then I will look at this folder and occasionally, and I will try to answer your questions. Okay, so that's kind of the introduction section. And then I break it up by week. So I've opened up the first 4 weeks. In week 1, we're going to explore. So I organize every week in a way that I hope is consistent from week to week. So learning objectives, readings, my contributions or insights, and then discussion board questions. So in every other week, there'll be a graded assignment, which basically will test you on the content of the prior 2 weeks. So I'm going to have a discussion board every week, and there'll be a graded assignment every other week, and that'll be the bulk of your grade. So with that said, let me go to the syllabus. So the syllabus has my contact information again. As I mentioned, that's my cell phone number. Happy to meet virtually via Zoom is my preference, but I can use other software products as well. You don't have to buy any materials. I post everything you'll need for the semester. There's an optional text, which I don't use it in the course, but has some good information in it. If you'd like to do some related reading, there's a few websites that I sometimes refer to, but they all have good information and might be helpful to your further understanding. So I'm gonna let you read through course objectives and assessment and so forth. So what I'm gonna talk to you about is the basic course requirements. So the basic course requirements are that you show up every week. If you read, view the materials I've posted, and then participate in the discussion board. Every other week, you'll have a graded assignment. and the graded assignment will basically be from the materials that we've covered in that 2-week segment. Okay, so my approach in graded assignments is a little different in every course. In this one, it'll probably be more short answers. So other courses I do objective questions. This course lends itself more to short answer types of questions. So, but if you show up and read the materials, graded assignments are very straightforward. I'll also ask you to post 5 articles or videos related to the topics with a brief commentary on why others would be interested in reviewing that article or video. So if we're in week 3 and we're talking about lean, then and you want to participate that week with the article or video, then you find something related to lean and post it and tell us why it's interesting, and the rest of us would benefit by watching it or reading it. All right, so that's the basic grading approach. As I said, if you show up and do the work, your grades will be fine. My focus, as it is with every course, is that you learn as much as possible. And if you show up and do the work, the grades will take care of themselves. So let me talk about how I've structured the course. So I start off by introducing something that some people are surprised of, which is the current state of the U.S. healthcare system. And so some people are surprised that we, as a country, really don't stack up very well. And we don't stack up very well in what's called the iron triangle, and that is cost, quality, and accessibility. U.S. tends to rank poorly in all 3 qualities, all 3 areas. So there's a myth that the U.S. healthcare system is the best in the world. The data just does not support that. The World Health Organization actually ranks us 37th. Other studies generally rank us pretty poor compared to the to other industrialized countries in terms of quality or outcomes. So cost, we're off the chart. We are often twice as expensive as other countries, and then accessibility is also a big problem. People have a very difficult time gaining access to U.S. healthcare. We have 50, 60 million Americans who either don't have access at all or have a very limited access to healthcare, and that doesn't exist in other countries. So I want to kind of set the framework for our discussion around that basic idea. Then we're going to look at what can we do about the healthcare, about the pharmaceutical industry. So we're going to talk about quality and safety, and we're going to talk about some of the key tools and principles that are out there that can help us to redefine and restructure our organization. So things like Shingo, the Toyota Production System, and Lean, you'll get to know and hopefully embrace as we go through the course and then further in your career. And then we'll spend a couple of weeks on Lean. So Lean is a tool that really evolved from the Toyota Production System. It's been brought to the United States. It's used extensively in the healthcare industry and other industries, and it's really a cultural change for an organization in terms of how to manage, how to improve quality. And so Lean is, some people think it as the next generation of a management approach. So you'll get extensive exposure to Lean, and I'm going to introduce you to some of the key tools within Lean, things called the A3 and the value stream map. You'll get a chance to take a look at those. Then we'll talk about leadership and ethical behavior generally. We'll talk about employee involvement. And then I'm going to morph into some telemedicine and innovation in healthcare, get some exposure to what's going on, at least at a high level in those areas. So I should mention that this is a survey course. So you're not going to become an expert in any of these areas, but you're going to be exposed to them. And what I'm hoping is that that one or more of the areas will spark an interest so that you'll want to dig deeper and go further into that area. And then we'll talk about supply chain management and how it's being utilized. When we talk about COVID-19, supply chain management has become critical, right? We're having difficulty getting protective equipment, and we're having difficulty with other issues with regard to delivering food. And so that's all a supply chain management issue. And then we'll talk about something called disruptive innovation, which I think you'll find quite interesting. And you'll also find will probably impact your life probably sooner than later. And then we'll end the course by coming back and talking about lean thinking and lean tools again, because that's the cornerstone of this course. Okay, so as I mentioned, every week there'll be a discussion board. Every other week, there'll be a graded assignment. During 5 weeks, and you can pick any 5 weeks you want, I'll ask you to find an article, a video, or podcast related to the topic of that week and post it, and that'll be the basic approach. So again, here's my contact information, my email, my preferred method of you're communicating with me, but I'm giving you my cell phone number as well, so you can call me or text me there as well. I'm happy to meet with you virtually at any agreeable time, and looking forward to the journey that we're going to have over the next 10 weeks. I think you'll find it interesting. I think you'll learn some really interesting and helpful things, and so I'm looking forward to your input and feedback, and stay safe.